Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how you get this very retro kind of 40s old Hollywood glam look, and it's actually quite easy. I'm going to achieve it by using this wireless hair curler. So if you've ever wondered how to use one of these like I did, and you want to know how I got this look, then just keep watching and I'm gonna give you all the tea. So I think most of it is pretty self-explanatory. You have a little charger. I actually just use this and then just use like my little cube, like my little cell phone cube to charge it. I've actually been charging it for a while and it's not fully charged, so it seems to take a really long time to get charged. Not really sure exactly how long it takes. I've been charging it for a couple of hours and it's still not fully there, so I feel like you're gonna need several hours to get this fully charged and ready to go. I think that that's pretty cool that you can charge it and have it on the go with you. You can have it in your purse. However, because it takes so long to charge, that's kind of like a downside to it. And also, you would have to definitely remember to charge it. So I could see me using this on the go, like in the car if I'm really in a pinch to curl my hair or I want to curl my hair. But taking it to like a hotel room, I would probably still just stick with a corded curling iron because I would probably forget to charge it, honestly. Another really interesting thing about this product is that it starts off in Celsius, so you're gonna need to convert it over to Fahrenheit to know what your temperature is. So that's actually pretty easy to do. You just hold down the button again. You don't hold it down for as long as you did to turn it on. You're just gonna kind of press it, and it's gonna show you where you're at. So like right now, I'm on the temperature, and so then I would go here to turn up the temperature, but I don't want to turn up the temperature. I want to go over and change it to Fahrenheit. So I'm on Celsius. I'm going to go here and change it. You have to work pretty quick or it keeps starting over. So change it over right away to Fahrenheit, and then I can go over here and I can set my timer. So I can do like 14 seconds, 15 seconds, and so on and so on. And then you have to go back and start all over again. So the seconds depend on how long you want to leave the curl inside of the barrel. So I'm just going to leave mine what it come on, which was about 12 seconds. And then the next thing that you're going to want to do is decide if you want the barrel inside to go left or right. And that's the most confusing thing about this curling iron, and it's what I kind of got frustrated with when I first tried it, is if you're going back and forth, you're going to have to remember which way you want your curl to go. So right now it's set to right, so when I do it, it's going to spin right, and I can switch it over to left. So that is like the biggest kind of downside for me. I would have much preferred there to be like another button up here where I could just easily switch left and right without having to go through the entire process to switch it out again, because there's multiple different functions that you've got to work your way through to get over to where you switch it from left to right. So other than that, that's about it. You get to set your time for how long you want the curl to sit, the Celsius and Fahrenheit, and then you're going to set the temperature that you want it to be at, and then which way it's going to go. So that is your main functions. So once I stop pressing everything, it'll let me know that it's heated up and ready to go when the little kind of like barrel with the arrows is like flashing. That lets you know. What else is really cool about this though is that it doesn't get hot. You guys see I can touch it all the way up here, right here, and I don't feel any kind of heat coming from this. So where I think actually you get the most use out of something like this is if you're going to curl like a child's hair. I actually don't have a girl, so I curled my son's hair. He has really long hair. If you follow me on Instagram, you know he's like 4 years old and he has very, very long and naturally curly hair. So he saw me using this and thought it was really cool. and wanted me to try it on him, and he actually sat still and let me do it. And also, you know, like if you accidentally like bump them, or even if you accidentally bump yourself, you're not gonna get burnt because it's not hot, because everything that's hot is like down inside of the machine. So let's just go ahead and get started. I'm gonna show you how to use it and how I create that look. I'm gonna go ahead and section it off. I usually like to curl my hair in 3 layers. So I've got my alligator clip right here. And I'm going to start with the bottom layer and show you guys exactly how to use this. Okay, hopefully that'll stay. I'm going to just start on one. It's pretty simple. You just want to take a strand of hair, and with this you really can't take big sections. I'm looking in the mirror to make sure I'm getting a small enough section. So that's also what takes so long with this, if you have a lot of hair, is because you really have to take smaller sections. If you guys can see about how much I've got here. And then you just want to take it and load it in the machine. You guys can see how I did that. And then press the button. It's gonna pull the hair in. Once it stops, don't immediately take the machine out or your curl out. You want to keep it in there while it's beeping. Now that it's stopped beeping, you can pull the curl out, and there you go. It's a really nice curl. As we go, I'm going to show you guys how to create that look, and I'm going to kind of rotate curls away and towards my face. Most importantly is when we get to the end. That's how you're going to get that kind of signature retro, really bouncy curls, which we're trying to achieve. And it's actually very easy with this machine because it makes the curls very tight and bouncy, which really helps to get that kind of retro look that we're going for. So as soon as it stops, you can let off of the button. And there we go. Voila! You guys can see they're like the perfect curl. So if your curl is not curly enough or it's too curly, you can adjust the temperature like I was showing you at the beginning. Not really, well, the temperature, but you can also adjust the seconds to how long you want to leave the curl inside there, because that's going to make a difference in how bouncy your curls are versus how loose they are. But for this video, I'm wanting to create a more bouncy, voluminous curl. It feels very futuristic. It's like, it's really wild for the machine to pull your hair, and it's just so different than like any other curling iron I've ever used. Voila! And surprisingly, it's not that heavy. It looks bigger and heavier than like a traditional curling iron, but it's actually really not. So I'm just going to show you guys how to do a few more, and then I'm going to speed through and stop when I get to the other side. So once again, you just load it in, press the button, pulls the curl in, and voila.
You are my warm place. You are my mad strike, set me ablaze. I wish we could stay, but I got other demons I need face to face. You left me with a heavy heart. I'm colder than the day you met me in the dark. I feel the air around me as the stars to move. I realize I never had that much to lose.
Okay, so we have gotten the first layer. You guys can see how very curly and bouncy. These are some really intense bouncy curls. So I can either keep going like this, or I could turn it up and do it for longer, like on the seconds wise. I think 12 is pretty good. I'm liking the results. You can also turn it down. I think anywhere between like 10 and 12 is good to get these really bouncy curls. But we're gonna go ahead and move on to the second layer. Also, I want to mention that if you're gonna do like some smaller pieces, you can also kind of just judge it yourself, and you don't have to leave it on for like the full 12 seconds. Like for me, when I'm doing the really tiny pieces that I miss, I just kind of leave it in there for a few because it does warm up and get pretty hot. Mine right now is set, I think, on the highest temperature that it can go. So it is on right, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. You guys can see, I want to do it up close so you guys can see, make sure it's in focus though, how I'm inserting the hair into that little opening right there. And then I press the button and it brings the hair in, and you guys can see how it's spinning around. So that's basically it. And then we're just gonna wait. The beeping does kind of get a little annoying because it's like right there in your ear. I think that it could have done without the constant beeping, and maybe have just been like, you know, like maybe just one beep for when you're getting close to being done. So I'm gonna go ahead and rotate out. This is gonna take longer because I'm going to rotate back and forth with the curls. This is just going to give it a more kind of bouncy, fuller look because all the curls are not gonna be going in the same direction. And there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and speed up for this layer.
You are my warm place. You are my mad strike, set me ablaze.
All right, we're moving on to our last two layers. I just went ahead and sped through that other side because my camera battery was losing battery and the machine's losing battery. It's actually beeping, which is making me really nervous. Let's hope we can do it. We're losing everything. We're losing light. We're losing battery. Okay. Now we're gonna move on to this side, and this is when it gets most important because we're wanting to curl towards the face to get that retro kind of 40s look. So I'm gonna be curling towards my face and as close to the root as possible to get that volume. Okay, so I just went ahead and recurled that one because I wasn't liking how it was looking. But now we've got it, you guys can see how it's like kind of swooping towards the face. And I've just kind of rotated these through here. So now we're going to go back to this side and curl towards the face as well. So I'm gonna reverse this right, and then we're going to do the same thing on this side. I'm gonna take a little bit bigger piece, see if we can do a little bit bigger. Load it in, and go. You guys know those ticket machines at Chuck E. Cheese when you're done playing the games and you load the tickets to find out how many tickets you have? That's exactly what this thing sounds like when it's like sucking the hair in. It's like the Chuck E. Cheese ticket machine. Woo! So that one's got some serious volume. See how like it's starting all the way up here? That's exactly what we want.
Show me you can be more than just my enemy. One day you
Okay, we are down to the last and most important layer. I have parted my hair in the middle like I typically do, and I've switched it back over because remember we're curling towards our face instead of away. Typically you curl away from your face, but for this look you want to make sure that you curl towards your face. So I'm going to take these. I don't want my front pieces to be super like close to the root because I want to be able to have it kind of come down around. I don't want it to be like way up here. So for these I'm going to start down and I'm going to load it, so not as high, and then load it in there.
Show me you can be more than just my enemy. One day you and me, we can live our fantasies. I want to believe we can rule the galaxy, move on from insanity. We can live our fantasies.
Okay, so this is the final look. It actually died on me. It died on me twice, and I was able to get some life back in it and then continue doing it, and then it died again, and then it was done. So I did learn, though, that you can finish curling your hair while it's plugged up. So that's what I had to end up doing. But all I did was just keep doing, like I said, on this top layer, I just curled as closely to the root as possible, and I curled kind of rotating towards and away from the face, but the two pieces here in the front, I tried to curl. This one's going away, but you'll see when I flip it how it's going to look, but this side is going towards the face because I want to flip it over. So this is how it looks. This is the curls. I've got some Shirley Temple curls going on. This is the kind of voluminous curls that it'll give you, but the real magic is when we brush all of this out. You'll see how it looks. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. I'm just gonna start brushing out the curls. I'm gonna do it. It already looks so good. I'm gonna do it to this side too. Making sure that I didn't leave any pieces, and then I'm just gonna take this section and flip it over like that. See what I mean by like keeping that side going away, because once you flip it, it's going to go towards your face. Brushing it out, and I just want to keep brushing it out until I get kind of that look that I want, and I can always take more away if it's too much. Voila! It's very, very retro. Super voluminous curls. And you guys can kind of do it like however you want. If you don't like it like that, you can just keep playing with it. That's usually what I do. I just keep kind of messing with it until I get the look that I want. And the more you brush it, the more the curls are going to relax. But I love a really pretty brushed out curl, and it's like so shiny. Look how shiny it is. And I just like to take my fingers and kind of go underneath it and just keep kind of doing like that. And there you have it. That is it. That is how you get that kind of retro look. My hair is getting really staticky right now because of all the brushing. But it just looks really pretty and shiny and very kind of like old Hollywood. You could pop some red lips on and just look very, very retro. I think that this machine really gives you that full on, almost like curling, like rods would give you, that really, really poofy curls. And any way that you curl it, you're gonna get a slightly kind of different look. You can either leave it in longer and get a tighter curl and even more bounce, or you could just leave it in there for a snap and just get a little bit of a wave. But I think that with this, it's very easy to achieve this kind of look, which I do really like, and it's different. Probably not an everyday look, but definitely for when I'm going for something a little bit different. I can even like put it behind my ear. I really like it because I think the curls look really big and shiny. My definite negative to this obviously is the battery life seems to like not last at all. The halfway charged, it didn't even get me through my entire hair. So you're probably going to have this on full charge to get your total head done. But the good news is that if you do lose power, you can plug it up and still use it like a traditional curling iron. But it's awesome that you have both of those options to either use it with or without the cord. I also wish there were a little bit more buttons. I would actually prefer more buttons just to simplify it so you don't have to go completely through all the settings to get to what you're looking for. I would really like to just have this for like the temperature and then have 2 buttons up here so I can just switch back for left and right, because that is what gets the most confusing to me, is like, did I switch it or not? And I forget to. So I wish it had that option. And just remember too that when you get yours, it's probably going to be in Celsius, so you'll have to switch that over to Fahrenheit. But that actually is really cool, so that anyone can use this, no matter what part of the world that you're in, it'll be in Celsius or Fahrenheit. And that's basically it. That's my review. I think it's very simple to use once you kind of try it out a little bit, play with it. It's definitely a lot easier than I thought it would be. I thought it would be much more complicated. I'm going to link all the information down below where you can pick up one for yourself. And I hope this video was helpful. Leave me a comment down below if you have any other questions or complaints. And until next time, bye guys.